How you doing, guys? I just wanted to do a review and instructions on the Acclimate. It's a great product that I came across, and I know there's a couple of videos out there showing you how to do it. A couple of guys got it wrong, and I had a hard time finding something that was accurate. So I just wanted to give a review on it and show you guys quickly, how it comes when you get the product, and quickly how you assemble it and how it actually works. And basically, when you get the Acclimate, it's going to come without the Velcro attached. You're going to have to install that on the Acclimate itself. And it's going to come with the tubing, the flow valve will not be on here. You're going to have to attach this to the short end and then also the long end of the tubing. Okay. I had a little difficulty trying to attach that. They suggested that you wet it, wet the end of the hose to try to get the valve in place. I still had a hard time with it. Little by little I worked it on. I let it sit for a while because as you play with the tubing, the tube starts to get soft, and I had a difficult time. So I just let it sit, and then I tried it again, and I finally got it on. And then the other short piece of tubing is the tubing that's actually going to go into the tank. And I'll show you quickly, once I get it set up, how to install this tubing, where it goes, and how to prime the system and get it working. Now, the Velcro that you attach, like I said, they're going to give you this Velcro. I saw a couple of videos where the guys installed it on the wrong end, on the side of the door that you actually slide. Now, on the one end of this top cover, you're gonna have slits in the plastic where you could actually grab it with your finger. All right, that's gonna go on this end of the Acclimate, and then the Velcro is gonna get attached on the opposite end. Now, it comes with instructions. It's very easy to assemble, but like I said, a couple of YouTube videos out there got it wrong. The one guy put reversed this cover so that the finger section that you grab the cover with was on the opposite side, and then he put the Velcro on this side. And I guess it was okay, but it seemed like there was a little bit more movement. What I did when I installed the Velcro, they're going to give you the Velcro with both ends already attached on the Velcro itself. So what I did was I just closed the cover real tight, peeled the backing, and laid it in place and made sure it was real tight, and it worked perfectly. The only difficult part that I had was actually getting the flow valve on the tubing itself. But I finally did, and it's a great product. It's made real well. It's constructed real well. It's got the suction cups in the back that you're actually going to attach to the tank. And then it can be used in a few different ways. And I know there's two different sizes. I got the regular size. I'm going to order the extra large for acclimating corals and stuff. This might be a little bit on the smaller end for corals, but for fish it's going to be fine. Now, what's cool about this also, the reason they put the Velcro is you could actually take this to your local fish store, and they could actually put the fish in here, and you could take it home, and then it's all ready to go. Otherwise, the normal plastic bags, you're going to have to put the specimen inside here, and you're just going to have to make sure that they give you enough water that it's going to fill this inside box. And that's what makes this product great, is after you acclimate the specimen, the interior box has holes, so when you lift, after an hour of acclimating the fish or the specimen, you're going to lift this unit out. All the water is going to drain out, and then you could put the specimen inside your tank, which is a great idea. And you could use it for a few different ways. Like I said, you can transport the specimen from the local fish store, and then also it could be used as a trap. If you install this, like bristleworms and things like that, if you install this interior box, which they give you this also in the directions, if you install you put the bait in the exterior part of the box, and you install the interior box upside down. Of course, you're going to disconnect the tubing, and then now the bristleworms will crawl in, they'll get trapped inside, and then they suggest that you let this sit overnight, and then of course you take the container out. And the other thing it could be used for is if you wanted to separate, a specimen from the main tank. It also comes with suction cups that you can install. Besides the suction cups that come on the exterior container, it actually comes with suction cups that you can install on the inside container. Okay, and then you could use that to separate a specimen inside the tank. So it's a couple of cool features that they have. Like I said, it's a great quality product. And now separately, you could buy one of these flow sticks, which I chose to do. I figured it'd be easier. This way, when you set your flow, it'll give you a flow chart, depending what you want to acclimate, and it'll give you the flow chart and the time and the gallons that you're going to need. I recommend just using a 5-gallon container. This way, you have no problems with overflowing onto the floor. But it's a great product. I'm going to come back. I'm going to set it up and just show you how it works. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I mounted the acclimate onto the tank using the 3 suction cups. Like I said, the quality of this product is excellent. The suction cups are nice and strong. Now they recommend that you can slightly wet the suction cups or dampen the suction cups, but not to wet the suction cups, because the acclimate could start sliding down the tank. So I didn't even need to moisten the suction cups, but you may want to do that. Now, there's going to be 2 ends. There's going to be the longer side and then the shorter hose or tubing to the acclimate. And of course, you're going to take the longer side and put it inside, a 5-gallon bucket. That's going to be your waste container. And then this is your flow valve. Okay, you're going to leave that open. You're going to take the short side of the tube and you're going to put it inside the lower metering block. And there's basically 2 sides to that block on the lower end. And what happens is this long tube, when it goes into the high metering block, all right, it's going to come right back out the other end, and it's going to come across the acclimate and then back into the lower metering block. And there's 2 holes. What you're going to do is you're going to take the smaller tube, the short tube, and you're going to stick it in the same hole that this longer tube is in. So basically what you're doing is when you create the suction on the other end, you're actually sucking the water out from the display tank into this tubing, and then it's going to come out into the waste bucket. And that's just to prime that line. Once you do that, then you're going to shut this off. And we're going to get this started. Now I'm going to take the specimen, which I don't have an actual specimen, but I'm just going to use a clip. And I'm going to need some water. And gently, of course, you put the specimen in there. I'm going to be right back. Like I said, you're going to need to fill this container up to the top of the inner box. So make sure, like I said, when you get your specimen, that there's enough water, that most of the time there is, that it's going to fill that box. So let me get some more water and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got this inner tank filled to the top of the inner box. All right, so that's really where you want the water. And just a suggestion, when you're pouring the specimen in, depending on what type of setup you have, I have the actual glass lid, so I kept that closed just to make sure that I don't get any of the, the water from the specimen bag inside the display tank. So now I'm going to set this up. Again, the short tube is in the same tube that I'm going to be priming from. I'm going to drop that into the display tank. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this end and just start a siphon. So you're going to gently suck on this end. Make sure you don't get any water in your mouth. Alright, so I got my suction started. So what I'm going to do, once you see the water is running, I'm going to shut this end. Alright. Now, I'm going to take this shorter hose that I had placed in the same hole that the wastewater is going, I'm going to have to disconnect that now. You have to make sure that you keep this short hose underwater, otherwise you're going to lose this, and it's got to be in the tank. If any of these ends come out, I'm going to lose that suction, and the water's just going to drain into the tank, and I'm going to lose that suction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the one end inside, holding the tank, and I'm just going to swap the hose and now put it on the other side right next to it. So that block has two ends, and I dropped it in the other side. Now I'm actually going to be draining the water out of my display tank. Okay, so now the suction's working again. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to set this up with the flow stick so that I can determine the flow rate. So for now, basically, if you can see with this stick, it's got little grooves in it. All right. So for a hardy fish, they suggest a flow rate to set this at 5. So basically, you're going to count these little slashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's where you're going to set the tube right to that 5th groove. All right, and like I said, it gives you the flow chart. So you know, it'll go 6, I think, up to 16. So for a very delicate specimen, you would just set that flow stick to 16, and then you just let it go. It'll give you the length of time, and like I said, most of them use a 5-gallon capacity. So you know, if you're going to go with you know, a specimen like that you're going to set the flow rate to 16, you may want to check on the gallons. It'll give you the gallons per you know, if you're going to acclimate it for, let's say, an hour and a half, how many gallons you're going to go through, and you just want to wash the bucket. For the most part, you know, it's going to use anywhere from 1 to 5 gallons of water. So you're just going to set this inside the tube. I don't want to lift this too high, but you're going to set it to, like I said, whatever flow rate you're looking for. Let that sit. Open that back up. And that's it. Hey guys, all right. I just wanted to show you quickly. Now this has been sitting for about an hour, and I noticed that, you know, the water level in the beginning dropped, but I believe that's normal. That the water level will drop a little bit. I actually put a piece of tape, and it did stabilize after a while. After about 5 minutes of running it, you know, the water level did drop, but then it stabilized at this point. So I think it's fine. Now. At this point, what you would do, you would just remove the smaller tube, and now you can lift out. Now you could remove this also if you wanted to. I'm going to leave it attached. But now when you lift this out, your specimen would be inside, all the water would drain, and now you could just drop this inside of, you know, your tank and let the fish come out, you know, as he wants to. So it's a nice way to go. I think it's an excellent product, and I would definitely recommend it. And I'm going to check into, you know, if it's normal for that water level to drop. I believe it is. It dropped probably about an inch, inch and a half, and then stabilized. I'm going to confirm that, and if it is a problem, I'll let you guys know. I'll do another video and let you know that that was a problem. They remedied it, or it's normal. So, all right, guys, that's it. This has been Mr. Who's Reef production, and I'll see you guys later. Step on down to Mr. Who's Reef and have a blast.